Howdy folks. So I just wanted to put together a quick tutorial for this vase here. Well, it won't be exactly this vase, but I've just done a little technique to make this really organic vase, and it's really simple, and I thought it would be a really fun thing just to share quickly. So let's get rid of this vase first. Now the way it works is we operate with 4 individual curves to build the surface. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've just added this line here to give me the width that I want the base of the vase, and I've got this line here to give me the height of the vase. All I'm going to do is take the control curve tool. I'm going to make a point on the left edge where I want the full width of the vase to be. I'm going to bring it down 1 and click, and basically that locks tangency to here, which when we come to mirror the vase later, you'll see is good. So all I'm doing is I'm just doing some random little curves, nothing intentional as such. But when I get to the end here, I will select the end point of the base that we drew, press shift to make a little guide. I'm going to press that, add a point, and then add a point again. And again, that just means that we're tangent here. What I'll now do is I'll take that curve and I will do a rectangular array up to the height of that line that we drew earlier. You don't have to draw that line, but I just find it helps. I'm going to do 4 because I want 4 curves that I'm going to loft through to build the vase. I'm going to modify the middle 2 in terms of their size, just to give the vase a little bit of a bow in the middle. So I'm going to make that a little bit fatter there. And then I'm going to make this one a little bit fatter, but not quite as fat. And then I'm just going to isolate each of these, go into point mode, and I'm going to start adapting them so each layer that it lofts through to build the organic shape won't be the same. Otherwise, you would just have a flat surface. Well, not a flat, you would have a curved surface that was the same all the way up, other than the width we just changed. Now, the only thing here is don't change these points. The secondary points that we added from the ones that defined the edge, because we want to make sure we still have tangency here. So if we grab any of these points other than this one and this one, this one or this one, and we just start modifying. Basically all we're doing is we're just adding a bit of variation into the surface to make the finished vase more organic in its shape. So we'll just leave that one there. We'll unisolate that one. Am I happy with this? Yep, that shape. What I'm looking at there when I'm going on the front view is what is this shape here? How much is it bowing out in the middle? Let's go to the second one. I actually prefer not to see any of the lines when I'm doing this, because I don't want to be influenced by the other curves. Just want to be random. Make these edits that will just mean that we get a bit of a flowing variation when we then come to loft these. So now we could change the top one, and I think I will a little bit actually. Sometimes I don't do this, sometimes I just leave the top one to be a mirror of the first curve, but I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I'm just going to make a little really subtle edits to this one. Then we can get rid of that. Now if we just select all these and we loft, we get this really nice organic shape from 4 simple lines, curves, sorry, that has effectively adapted the whole way through. So once we confirm that, the only thing I think I'm going to do here is, if you notice when I scaled those up, I actually made a little bit of a mistake here, but this is how you can correct it. When I scaled these up, the points went past the x-axis, which now means that if you look, there's this little edge here, which we don't want. So all I'm going to do is just going to put a line across there, cut it, and then get rid of these additional surfaces. Now, what that's actually done is broke that tangency that was set earlier. So the way to get around that is if we just bring this surface out a little bit. Now let's get rid of all these curves. And when we mirror this across using the mirror tool, you'll see that we have this gap here. But that's actually good because we brought that tangency, so we wouldn't have had a smooth surface there when we joined. It would have been like an edge. You just select those surfaces, press L, loft it, then you get G1, G1 tangency. And then we do the same here. G1 to G1 tangency. Select all of the sheets. Press J to join. Now, sometimes the hollow command can be finicky with this stuff, so I tend to try and use the thicken command with vases, but I've added a bottom on there by just selecting the bottom edges and pressing Shift J to join them all. Now, let's just run the thicken command. I'm going to do -2. Yep. So it's done a -2 millimeters in. So now our vase is 2 millimeters. I'm just going to add a little line here to cut the top off, just to make sure that we've got a nice perfect flat edge. So with the flat cut there, now we have a nice flat surface for when we want to add these fillets. So I'm just doing Alt Shift click to click the hole and select the whole ring. And let's do a 0.7 fillet. Adds a nice little fillet to the top, and there you go. That is a really nice, simple, organic vase that, because it's designed organically with surface modeling, technically, even though it's all lofts, is genuinely unique. And yeah, it's one of the most powerful things with plasticity. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you found that useful, like and subscribe.